Good morning guys, how's it going? Thanks so much for joining me today. So I've come to this particular woodland this morning to try to capture the very first signs of autumn here in the Peak District, and some beautiful beech trees here and some beautiful gnarly oak trees over there, which hopefully I'm going to shoot a little bit later on. But also wanted to touch on one thing that can really ruin your landscape photography, and it's something that I'm continuously battling with, it really is, and I'm sure many of you guys are as well, so I'm going to touch on that a little bit later on as well. But first thing, I'm going to head down here, and it's a very famous beech tree actually, just a little bit further down the trail here, and yeah, it's well photographed, but I haven't shot it before myself, so I'm pretty keen to take a photo of it, and hopefully we're just going to be starting to get the golden foliage on the leaves here as well. So yeah, really looking forward to seeing what I can come up with there. And a little bit later on, over on the other side of the gorge here, we've got some beautiful gnarly oak trees. So this location is Padley Gorge, and I come here a fair bit. I really enjoy this location. There's so much on offer here. There's so much to shoot, there really is, in pretty much every season of the year. It really is a fantastic location to come with your camera, and I urge anybody that's in the Peak District and likes woodland or streams to, you know, come here and give it a go. It really is a fantastic location. So yeah, I'm going to head back down here a little bit further on, see if we can find this beech tree. Well, I know where it is, just literally a few hundred yards down here, and I'll see if we can find the composition. So I'm here at the beech tree with these amazing gnarly roots that come over these boulders here. It does look amazing. I've been past this tree a few times. Beautiful, beautiful tree, loads and loads of character. Now the foliage is still green, it's only just starting to turn, so a few weeks early I think to get the best colour here. I do anticipate returning in a few weeks time to get the full vibrancy of this place. So yeah, I know I can come back here when the conditions are right and get a shot. So what is this mystery thing that can completely ruin your landscape photography? Well, in all honesty, it's making excuses up. And I do this all the time, reasons why I can't go. And the single thing that I use all the time to make an excuse up for not going is weather and the weather apps that I use. Now, more often than not, the weather apps are completely wrong. And like this morning, it forecast heavy rain for most of this morning. And we've not had a single drop, It's very wet, but it's not raining, and actually there's some clear skies over there. So more often than not, the weather, the weather is wrong. It's not accurate enough, especially here in the UK. The weather is so changeable. It's niggling at me all the time, especially when I'm faced with maybe a long drive or perhaps, an early start, like this morning, it was 4 o'clock when I woke up, 2-hour drive to get here. Last night I looked at the weather app just as I was going to bed and looked at it and thought, maybe it's not going to be so good today. Maybe I should do it maybe next week or something like that. But, that is the worst mistake you can make, it really is, because if you don't go, you don't stand any chance at all of getting a photograph. Even if you don't get a photograph, just being out here in the great outdoors, taking in the fresh air, and experiencing nature itself is so rewarding. Even without capturing an image, just being out here is always going to be worth going out. It's always going to be worth that drive. It's always going to be worth getting up early. And at the end of the day, you're always going to feel so rewarded that you did get out of bed early and you did make that drive. So yeah, this weather apps, it's terrible, isn't it? You're looking at them all the time, trying to predict when the best light's going to come, or that cloud inversion's going to happen, or that fog's going to be there, or you're going to have that beautiful sunrise or beautiful sunset. But it's just so hard to predict, like I said, especially here in the UK. You just got to pick a day and go. Anyway guys, I'm going to look a little bit more at this composition that I've got here. I'm really liking the look of it. You can see here this tree is really twisted, and the branches are really covered in moss. I really like that. We've got some beautiful colour behind it as well. So I'm going to see if I can make an image here. So yeah, beautiful, beautiful morning here in the Peak District. So I have got my composition sorted out here, and I'm looking straight across at this beautiful gnarly tree, and we've got these beautiful moss covered boulders here littering the floor of this area here. We've got this amazing beech tree behind, which is just turning, you know, yellow and golden foliage mixed with the greens as well. There's lots of different autumnal colours here in this actual scene. And the light, we've just got this break in this canopy here, and the light's just coming through, and it's really soft, and it's just lighting up the edges of these moss covered branches here on this beautiful twisted tree. And I really, really like that. In the centre of the frame there is a branch which kind of leads to a gap in the trees at the back there, and that just goes, it's essentially just drifts off into nothing, which I'm hoping is going to be the sort of area in which the viewer is going to, you know, look into the image. So they'll just kind of meander around the scene and then just wander off into the abyss, if you like. But yeah, I really, really like this one. In terms of my settings, I'm at f7.1. At the minute I'm at 1 second ISO 200. Took the stabilisation off, manually focusing on the tree. And that's getting the boulders sharp down here in the foreground. It's getting the tree and the branches all sharp. But in the background there, the leaves, I'm just hoping they're going to be a little bit softer, just a little bit. I don't want to lose the detail in them, but I just want them to be a little bit softer, just to add in depth, you know, just to make it a little bit more three-dimensional. But I want to see that colour, and I want to see a bit of detail there. So I think that's working at f7.1. Certainly looks like it's working on the back of the camera, which is nice. Got the polarizer on again, which is adding saturation, and it's taking the glare off those leaves in the background, because without it, they're reflecting all of this light that's coming through from the side. That polarizer is just taking that shine off those leaves and saturating everything as well in the process. So really, really nice little setup. Really, really like the way it looks on the camera. Hope it comes across in the final image. I'm going to go ahead and take this shot now, and then have a little wander through this amazing woodland here down at Padley Gorge. Beautiful. So guys, I've been walking around for a couple of hours now, doing some scouting. It's almost turned into a blue sky day actually, which is not at all what the weather predicted, so it just goes to show you, doesn't it, that you really can't rely on these weather apps. But I have found a really good composition actually just behind me here. You can see this old oak tree. It's just a stump, it's twisted and it's kind of reaching out for the light, but I think it'll make a really good subject on another day. I really do. So actually, if that's the only thing I take away from today, I'm a happy man, because I know I can come back here when there's a real thick fog, misty conditions, come to this exact location. I'm sure I'm going to get a really decent shot. So that's great. Just touching on what we were saying before about the weather apps and, you know, trying to pick the right day. What I tend to do now is pick a day, you know, don't worry about the weather, pick a day. So, okay, on Monday, I'm going to go out and I'm going to shoot some landscapes, I'm going to make a video, and I try not to worry too much about the weather. I'll keep my eye on it, and then what I try to do is adapt my day to suit what the weather's going to be like. So if, for example, it's a blue sky, you know, maybe I'll go for a hike in the hills or something. If it's looking really overcast, maybe I'll go to the woodland. You know, if it's raining or misty, again, maybe the woodland. You know, so I can adapt my day to suit. So it's a case of choosing the right location for that day, as opposed to choosing the right weather to suit the location, because you can't predict the weather. So that is my advice. That's what I do. Just stick to that day. I'm going out on Monday, and just go out whatever happens and just enjoy the day. Even if you don't manage to take an image, just go out and enjoy beautiful countryside. I'm sure you'll get more landscape photography successes. So I am going to have a quick bite to eat, and then I'm going to wander down to the gorge and hopefully get a shot to finish off the day. Yeah, beautiful to be out there, it really is. So guys, I hope you can hear me. It's really noisy down here. There's so much water coming down the gorge right now from all the rain we've had. I've managed to find this really nice little scene, beautiful cascade of water. We've got this sapling, I think it's a beech sapling on the right hand side, and the leaves have just started to turn golden and yellow and orange. It's beautiful, it really is. And the water as well, because it's peat stained, it's got a lot of peat in it. It's a very golden brown colour too, so that's really adding to that sort of autumnal feel that we've got here, which is really, really nice. It's pretty straightforward, the composition. I've just positioned the beech tree on the right hand side, on the top right hand third, and then I'm just letting the cascades come through and make the rest of the composition essentially. I've tried to separate as many tree trunks as I can in the background just to make it look a little bit more uniform. But yeah, I think it's a really nice looking shot. I'm trying to keep my shutter speed fairly quick, so at f9 I'm at 1/8 of a second, so that's just adding a little bit of motion to the water, but not too much, so just giving us that little bit of movement, because the water's coming through so fast anyway, and I think I want to show the power and the drama of the water as opposed to making it really milky and smoothed out. So overall I think it's a nice looking shot, a good one to finish off with I think. So really enjoyed today, been a beautiful trip in this lovely woodland down here in Padley. I'll be back here in a few weeks time as well when the colours bring in a bit more vibrancy and goldenness to them, so yeah, I can't wait for that. Anyway guys, thanks so much for watching. If you liked it, please hit the like button, that really helps me out. Subscribe and all that good stuff, and until next week guys, I'll see you soon.